Hello, future doctors. So if you're applying to a medical school or any other professional school in the 2023-24 application cycle that requires CASPer, I wanted to make this video to let you know that there has been some changes in the structure of CASPer compared to last year's. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what those changes are and how you can prepare for the tests. So if you're new here, my name is Arvin Ardakani, and I help students like you to get into medical school so that you can experience the joy of studying and practicing medicine. Okay, so let's dive right in. For this application cycle, what has happened? So I don't know if you have written CASPer before or not, but before, CASPer used to be only a typed exam. Basically meaning that they would give you a scenario, an ethical scenario or a situation. You would either watch the videos on that situation or they would actually give you a written response and you have to actually type your answers in. However, starting this year, or technically starting last year, but now it's even more important, they have actually added a video scenario section or a video response section. What that means is that they actually give you the same scenario again. So the scenarios haven't changed actually. However, you actually have to speak or talk to the camera, exactly same thing that I'm doing right now. You actually have to talk to your camera and say your response to the camera. These responses are going to be recorded and then the markers are going to see your responses and mark you based on that. Now know that they are not going to actually send your recorded video to the schools. Those videos are only for the markers to actually see them and then mark you based on that. The schools that you're applying to only will get the end mark, which is basically a quartile score. If you want to have more information on how the whole CASPer is marked and how it works, you can actually watch other videos on my channel. So for this video, I want to tell you exactly what are the changes. So they have actually put that video response section in the beginning of the test. And for this application cycle, you're going to have 6 video responses, meaning that in the beginning of the test, when you start with the video response section, meaning that you need to be well dressed and be ready to actually talk to the camera. And you're going to have 6 sections or 6 scenarios that you're going to talk to the camera. And for the video response sections, you actually only have 2 questions. This is different from the typed response section. For the typed response sections, you have 3 questions that you have to respond to. For the video response section, when you're recording yourself, you have only 2 questions that you have to answer. This has changed because last year, this was actually 3 questions for all sections. And then the video response was at the end of the test, but now they moved it to the beginning and they made it even longer, so you have 6 scenarios. And after the video response, which is 6 scenarios of video response, then you get a break, and then after that you have the types response section. Now the type response section is you have 4 scenarios and then you have a break and then you have 4 more scenarios and then that's it. Okay, so in total you're going to have 14 scenarios, 6 video response, a break, 4 type response, break, 4 type response again. So that's one of the main changes that has happened for this application cycle. Now, this has its pros and cons. I know some of the students actually prefer the typing response section because you actually don't need to talk to a camera. So you just type whatever is in your mind and then you would get the mark. But for these ones, you actually have to speak and then you have to reflect as you are being recorded on camera. So some students might find it a bit tricky. And also one more thing is that for each question that they give you in the video response section, you have only 1 minute. And each question is actually shown to you separately. So basically they show you one question in the video response section, show you one question based on the scenario that you watch. You have 1 minute to record your response and then automatically the video gets uploaded and then they show you another question and then again you have 1 minute. That's different from the type response section. In the type response section, you have 5 minutes in total, but you get 3 questions. So you can actually see all the 3 questions. That's something that's actually very good. You can see all the 3 questions at the same time and then have 5 minutes. So The students find it actually better in a way that they can actually structure their response better because they're seeing all the questions. But in the video response, you can't. But also one pros to the video response is that if you have a little bit low typing speed, or you're worried about typing everything, or your fingers get fatigued very quickly, in the video response, that wouldn't be a problem, right? All you have to do is just hit all the points that you need to hit for the video response section in a way of actually talking to them. Now, if you need help with that, I actually have a course that gives you a very clear blueprint on how to actually tackle every single scenario on CASPer, so that it gives you a clear structure, so you really don't need to think as much, or you don't need to spend as much of your time analyzing the scenarios. Because what I've realized for my students, and then in my experience in the past, that all CASPer scenarios have a very predictable pattern. And as long as you have that structure and you have a good strategy on how to tackle it, then you will be good no matter what type of scenario they give you, no matter how tricky they try to make it, you know exactly what to talk about, okay? So these changes shouldn't scare you a lot. Just know that you should be prepared and make sure that you're dressed well for the first beginning of the video response section. Now, I know that they say the CASPer markers actually don't care about what you wear. It's about what you say than what you wear. However, just know that this is a test. You're still being represented, right? So it's very important that you are presentable to the markers still, even though they actually care about what you say rather than how you're presenting yourself. So here you have it. Those are the changes for the 2023-24 application cycle. If you need help preparing for CASPer, I put the link to my website down in the description and you can check it out. Good luck.